Welcome back. How to learn how to fly. Of course, we are in the dreaming world, and I'm inviting you to some of the dreams. Some of the dreams you have recently, I had, and some of the dreams can influence our reality. So you can basically learn new skills when you are dreaming about something and get instructions. But some of them, they look totally absurd. So, for example, when I was learning how to dance, and I was very curious how to do those pirouettes and balance, I had a number of dreams about it, and they later on helped me in the reality. So that was fantastic. But recently, and this is what I'm going to talk about today, how to learn how to fly. So considering that we are using only, I don't know how many percentage of our brain, everything is possible. So let's just go into dreaming state for a while and see what is possible and how we can use that. So in the recent dream, I had exact instructions how to learn how to fly. And there is more chakras, of course, than 7. And I always say to people that it's very, very important to take care of the first 3, the basic chakras, because people tend to go into the 7. They want to have visions already. They want to be so spiritual that they lose in contact with earth, with reality, and they don't know in what reality they are in. And there are many of the realities. But since we are living on earth, this one, I think it's very, very important one. So the first chakras are actually grounding us so we know where we are in the current life timeline. Let's say it timeline, not only in our reincarnation. Because we can travel beyond the time, dimension, and space. We can travel within our mind to many, many places. So how to fly? So there is a spot on the lower back, between, just right in the middle. It's on more or less like is the second chakra, but on your back. And if you do activate that spot with the proper breathing, this is how you start to levitate. And these instructions were given in the dreams, and I often tend to forget about a lot of details. So before I forget about it, I will let you know. And if you try it out, well, if you levitate, I definitely want a recording. I think I'm too lazy to try it out and practice that. But if you do practice 1 hour per day, I want to see your outcome. So the breathing is not exactly connected with the air. So the breathing is pulling in to that spot through the lower chakra, first one, energy, prana. Pull it in, activate that spot, and when you breathe it out, your body is rising. And of course, I experienced that in a dream, and the feeling is lovely. I admit the feeling is just lovely. And if that dream will be something I can use later on in my reality, I will let you know about it. But I think it's just nice to mention this one. There is also not so nice dreams, and also I recently had that one, considering everything what's happening about the portals, about other entities, and about our perception. So if someone believes in demons, he's gonna dream about those. If someone believes just in a negative energy, he's gonna dream about maybe some shades, maybe some negative patterns. However you understand your language of your dreaming, it's up to you. It's your personal thing to learn. So I'm not going to get into that. But what happens for me, for example, is I tend to sometimes have a certain voice that is teaching me. Sometimes I see the teachers. And one of those is also showing me that there is a lot of viruses and parasites that are affecting people on Earth, making them temporarily insane. So, and it was not a pleasant feeling in that dream. So how it looks like is when people are completely normal, and then all of a sudden they start to be very aggressive, and then they tend to go back to normal. So there is something like an outside energy coming in and going, and a lot has to do also with what we eat, what we are influenced in. So other people Also, the information we are getting, also from the social media, from the TV, a lot of things from the quantum physics influences us because the energy is non-local. So I'm not going to get into that. I'm only trying to capture how it can be connected in the dream and let you know about the message. So it was an obvious dream for me, basically on the individual level, first of all, because that's how I think it's good to look at dreams this way, to look from the individual perspective, what it gives me, how it can be beneficial for me, how can I use it in my everyday life, and then look at it more collectively. So does it mean for someone else, or collectively for how is it related to what is going on with the world right now, and so on, so on. So this is how I'm looking at it. So first of all, for me, on a personal level, that was very much connected with what is influencing me on my personal level. So everything in my environment, what can possibly change my behavior or make me think things I don't want. Is it mine? So it just was, I would say, polite reminder, although not so pleasant one, about am I aware what is influencing me? Is it mine? Am I able to differentiate if it's mine or not? And since, every day we tend to go on this automatic pilot, and we losing our awareness every time we get to do something as a routine. So I pick up a lot of those moments when I'm like I don't know where I arrived, because I tend to always get that work. So every now and then it's good to switch. And when I catch myself, I try to switch. So I sit differently, I go a different road, and so on. So that was just this reminder for me, I think. And collectively, it is also to pay attention to other people, what they are emanating with, what they are carrying with themselves, and to be a little bit more observant about maybe also other people just as much as about me. And another dream that was very, very hopeful, very much optimistic, and it is connected to this whole Ukrainian situation. I was with a bunch of people at the airport, and it looked like it was a very gray day. It was very dark. And I had a yellow sweater on me, and a friend of mine also had that yellow sweater. But I had no idea where to go. And she actually was a leader. She knew where to go. And she was making a new path. And because it was so gray, she just switched and turned on the light at the airport. And everybody was more optimistic and hopeful. And then she started to lead the people into one direction. So this one was also optimistic and giving some sort of collective idea that if we stick to something more hopeful, we are probably going to make a better decision and going toward the direction that is feeling better, more optimistic. And we need to maybe pay attention, definitely me, to pick those moments during the day that makes me more hopeful, more something that gives me more joy also. And as the yellow color, the connotation for me is optimism. So maybe for someone who also that color means something positive, it also can lead in a certain way. Some of the people have a wrong connotation. Some of the people, because of those, worldly prediction, there was a lot of predictions in Poland right now about the third conflict, worldly, about the yellow smoke that can be. But since it was pleasant in my dream, I do not have those connotations. It was still a very good dream for me, and therefore I think also for other people. But it's just me. There was also another one, and if sometimes we dream for somebody else. Sometimes we do help somebody else in the dream, and when we connect telepathically with them, then in a reality tend like we already talked in the dream. And when we confirm that in reality, that's a beautiful moment. I had plenty of those. I'm not going to get into detail right now, but recently I had a wonderful dream about driving, and there was a tree with a lot of fruits, and they reminded me of guava fruit. They had other fruits, like it was such a rich tree in so many fruits that I never saw in my life. And in this one, I saw the family that they had all this abundance, and they needed to sell it. They needed to promote it. They had it there, but people didn't know about it. If they don't offer it, it's gonna go bad. So maybe we can just, buy one box of those fantastic fruits, but we all won't be able to eat it all. So we need to share. So that is an interesting dream. So if you are out there, maybe I was dreaming about you. Maybe you need to tell me about your rejuvenating product that makes you young and healthy and so on, and you came across something, let me know. Maybe I dreamt about you. There was a last dream that I, for this night, that I was walking the trees that were galactic, huge. I was such a little thing in them. And they reminded me of the timelines. And timelines are very specific things in my visions and in my books, because if you unwrap one, that has consequences on the other. And I see them differently in my vision. Sometimes they are like a lines of light, but in this particular dream, they were huge, galactic trees, beautiful, firm, strong, stable. But the one tree I was walking in, and it was so huge and long, it was connected with the other one. And I was very scared that the moment this one will go off, I'm going to fly through galaxies and I'm just gonna hit the ground in another galaxy, because the impact of that movement is huge. So for me individually, I would interpret that dream as something that a huge change could come, may not come, because that tree didn't fall, didn't went into another direction. They were still together, but I was scared of that something will push me out of the orbit and I will welcome unknown. Collectively, that can mean exactly the same thing for many of us. So the world, the shaky situation of the world right now could mean exactly that those lines are waving. And in this dream, I didn't feel like it depends on me, because I was so little in it. I only hope that this timeline won't be so shocking collectively. I am curious, what are you thinking about those dreams? And maybe you have something similar. And on the Polish side, because I know not so many people watching my English videos, and that's why I am, anytime you share with your friends someone who can benefit, thank you so much. I'm very thankful for it. But if you do dream, like all my, I call them oracles. It's a specific word also in Polish language. And we do verify those dreams. We tend to dream sometimes similar things. Sometimes I dream about people I don't know. They let me know about it, and vice versa. So if you are this lucid dreamer, I call them oracle. If you are an oracle, let me know about it. I love to verify. And please, I'm an author. My imagination is wild. Do not believe anything what I'm saying. We are in a dreaming world, and we all verify how the dreams, how this, what we are experiencing internally, whether in the dreams or in vision, so lucid dreaming while awake more, how is that beneficial to our life? How it can enrich our life so we can have a more of the quality in our lifetime. Let me know about it, because I would love to have more people like that, and also verify so we can have a better guidelines how to navigate in those dreams and those events. I think this is it for now. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you one more time to forwarding this video to anyone who can benefit. And if you do see similar things or maybe different, it doesn't mean that yours is not true. I think we all look through our perspective, and we all have this unique language of communication when our soul, our essence, or however you believe it, is communicating with us. And because of our raising up, being born in a certain country, we do understand in different ways. So I believe in more finding the similar spots so we can find a better understanding how to navigate through sometimes very challenging life situations. Have a lovely day, wherever you are, evening or night. Until the next time.